And here we are, live on the air. Welcome, citizens of Coram Pere 5. This is Dennis Anderson, the most trusted vox of all the populi. And we are well underway in this election season. At this moment, we have about 500 citizens that have cast their votes for Schola Council. It appears that this democracy thing is catching on. We are now only days away into the election, and already we have more votes cast for this election than for the gubernatorial election. It is possible that the governor race was less exciting, and many people simply stayed home, comfortable with the belief that Governor Gregg would easily carry the day, which he did. But now we have a much more tightly contested affair. At the moment, let us go ahead and take a look at the results so far. In the lead, it has been totally not Trazen who has been in the lead, but we'll see if that has changed at all. So far, with 496 votes, we have totally not Trazen the Infinite of the Nehalak Party with 37% of the vote, Alfarius of the Alfarius Party with 24% of the vote, Humius of the Big Brain Humi Party with 16% of the vote, Steel Legion Kane of the Steel Legion 88th with 12%, and finally, Aurora Anu Valde, the most joyous fervor of our Martyr Sisters Party with 11%. An election that was very, very close in the initial sort of stages now is beginning to sort of become much more stratified, but we still have a number of days for the civilians to cast their votes. Now, while we have it shall be interesting to see what sort of alliances have developed, what sort of coalitions have been formed, and where the other parties are going to throw their lot. And what we wish to tell you here at the Coram Pere Vox News Network is that if you wish to share your opinion, we simply ask that you make a small donation to the Coram Pere 5 Vox News Network. We are currently attempting to completely free ourselves from government funding as an association so we can provide you information unclouded by government bias and instead clouded by the bias of our sponsors. And there you have it. Now, there is an important announcement. We will get back to election news, but first, we should not neglect other news. Governor Gregg has announced a new initiative that he has termed the Big Push Down. In an effort to reclaim many ancient and dangerous portions of the Underhive, the governor is now granting licenses of reclamation to citizens eager to retake the hive for humanity, law, and order. If you are granted a license of reclamation, you can claim ungoverned sections of the Underhive and either cede control of the land to the planetary government in exchange for a reward, or you could end up having a very strong claim to act as prefect of the district that you seized control of. If we all work together, we can push back the mutant, the witch, and the heretic, as well as the monster, and reclaim our world for the Emperor alone. Now, back to election coverage. Some of you may say that my presence encourages the sort of riots that we saw during the gubernatorial election. You know, the media increases the effectiveness of a demonstration because my coverage makes billions of people aware of any message that they might have. But that's a risk I'm willing to take for good, hard-hitting journalism. So let us take see what we have as far as supporters. It seems to be we have a group known as the Blue Hawks. Some supporters for the Nehalak Party are making their presence known. It seems we also have a group of hooded people who are moving down the street. It appears that they look like they're supporting Alfarius. They also seem to be carrying some sort of shrine that sort of defies explanation or description. Of course, the the I'm trying to recall what the collaboration of Hive associated oligarchical systems, the coalition of Hive associated oligarchical systems does not so far appear to be supporting anyone. They seem to be content to remain as the political entity that they currently are. Oh, here we are. We have our first citizen coming up here. You, sir, the large greenish-looking fellow with the impressive mustache. What do you have to say?
While the Green Party was not chosen for Schola's council, we hope that the elected party will listen to the people, which includes us.
Thank you. It appears that the Green Party is open for collaboration with others, though they have not stated any sort of alliance or endorsed another candidate to elect. We have some support for the Steel Legion has come up. The Scrap Gang is prepping such gears, weapons, and armor, perhaps makeshift explosives. All right, so we appear to have gangs that are acting as a sort of they claim to be working as some sort of protective force. Though there has been some reports that many of the gangs are very upset that they haven't been able to break into the final five, so to speak, and so there is some concern about instigating riots, and hopefully, as reported, the Scrap Hawk Gang is acting in sort of a protective capacity and is not looking to instigate any sort of violence. But if violence does break out, be sure to know that we here of the Coram Perry Vox News Network will cover it in its entirety in incredibly excruciating detail. It appears that one Totally Not Trays in the Infinite has made an appearance. It appears he may be trying to reach who he can. You can see his entourage who have donned sort of costumes that do appear to be very similar to Totally Not Trays in the Infinite. A fellow who's definitely not a Necron, and his followers are not also metal skeletons. They definitely have very real mustaches, which are, of course, impossible for Necrons to grow. So far, not that much is occurring. We haven't had too much in the way of soapboxing. There were so many write-in candidates last time. This may be a much more quiet affair. We've heard from the Green Party. We have seen the presence of Totally Not Trays in the Infinite. Steel Legion Kane is here as well. Not certain if we have Humius or Aurora, if they are here. But if they do make an appearance, we will be sure to report on them as well. And so what I'm going to do for you now is I'm going to share the Vox link, the network link, to the location where you can vote, and I will report to you things as they change. I think one of the biggest surprises so far, at least for this reporter, is how, so if you want to go vote, you can click right there. And one of the most surprising things for this reporter is how close the preliminary elections were, that everyone was literally within 5 votes of each other. And now that we've gone to the general, there seems to be a very large gap between the different parties, with Totally Not Trazen taking a fairly commanding lead, double-digit lead over Alfaris of the Alfaris party, currently sitting at a 13-point gap. Then, once you fall off of that, there's an 8-point gap between Alfaris and Humius, the Big Brain Humi party, and Humius sort of sits on the top of the bottom three who are all within 5 points of each other, with Aurora Anuvalde with 11%, Steel Legion Kane with 12%. And I suppose that just comes across as surprising to me, and it may be name recognition. For Aurora Anuvalde, Humius, and Steel Legion Kane simply don't seem like names that they have seen before. So we will see if this lead holds for Totally Not Treason and also for Alfarius, the Alfarius party. Now, there could be Alfarius among the crowd. There are a large group of I can see them now. There are a number of Alfariuses that have taken, that are among the crowd. They appear to be watching, seeing what happens next. We have had no word from Alfarius. If you're wondering which Alfarius has run for Schola Council, there is an Alfarius that has a slightly more ornate set of armor, and it's possible that the people are very much supporting that Alfarius' success might be simply because these angels of death, these children of the Emperor, do have sort of a mythic standing among the people, and that might be part of why Alfarius has a solid grip on second place. All right, well, it looks like we have Hawkins, who unfortunately did not make it to the final five. Let's see what he has to say. Well-run campaign, Hawkins, but go ahead and say your piece. Yeah, honestly, we never knew that what the board was. I thought it was a fancy title, but while I lost, I don't hold a grudge. I'm for the Underhive, not against it. All right, so a gracious bowing out by Hawkins of the Scrap Hawk gang. And right now we have another fellow. You, individual, would you like to share your thoughts?
Long live Altix, the twice-dead king.
I have no idea who that is, but if we'll have our people working on it quickly, and we will report on just exactly who this mysterious Altix is and who they might be supporting in the upcoming election, or if that was just a madman who handed me some money to say whatever it was that he wanted. All right, well, moving on, there has been a bit of a change in the vote total. Since Vox casting, it does seem to be that more people are voting. We have now gone over 500 votes, so there hasn't been any sort of change in the percentage that people have voted. Actually, there has. Humius has gone up to 17%. Alfarius, actually, that's it. There's no other changes. It appears that Humius got a fair bit of a surge, but not enough to cause anyone else to lose a percentage point. He simply went up a percentage point, up to 17% from 16, and I'm not seeing anyone else losing. So, interesting development there. Humius getting a little bit of a surge, a little bit of a bump. And looks like we have Edward Rylands. Looks like no. We have someone else coming up here. It is not Lord Rylands. We have a Cadian. Looks like he's wearing a cane button. So go ahead and speak your piece.
No finer soldier in the Imperium. He'll teach these youth real field craft and military prep. Wait, the new meat is struggling. Come here. Pass me the cudgel.
There it goes. 99. Yeah, we just wanted to say that we support Steel Legion Kane. We of the Cadians always support the god. There you have it. A word thrown in for Steel Legion Kane of the Steel Legion 88th, who currently is sitting a little ways back after a surprising amount of support and getting a lot of late votes. Steel Legion Kane is currently sitting back at 4th place in the polls at 12%, and I don't think that's changed recently. No, it is still sitting at 12% in 4th place, but perhaps this endorsement by the Guard will shift things quite a bit, and maybe that will assist with Kane's campaign to really reach out to those who are supporters of the Astra Militarum and the Hammer of the Emperor, of course. It appears that we may have a few press gangs that are going through the crowds. This might be a coordinated effort by the Astra Militarum to also quell riots by simply removing the most violent and able-bodied looking people from the scene, and simply not allowing them to riot, but also swelling the numbers of the Guard and helping Coram Pere 5 make their tithes, and as they send our finest young men and women off to go fight the enemies of mankind. Looks like Steel Legion Kane is moving with his Bulgrins. He has stated a particular fondness for Ogrins and has been advocating for more of their use. I can see his Bulgrins moving through the crowd, giving hugs. I have some people asking about pickles, what the candidate's stance is on pickles. And it is important to note that we of the Coram Pere 5 News Network, Vox News Network, have received sponsorship from the Echelon Pickle Consortium, who does support this segment. And of course, it is very important what the candidate's stance on pickles are and how they wish to interact between the government and the pickle conglomerates. Let's take a look, see what else we have going on. I see that the Bulgrins are hugging people. They appear. I would want them to not be so enthusiastic. Ogrins are very, very strong. So a Bulgrin hug, you might want to be a little careful. When there seems to be some sort of confrontation, the robed figures, who I thought were in support of Alfarius, appear to be blocking the way of Kane and his retinue. Hopefully this is not the beginning of any sort of violence, but there are also some good old-fashioned shouting that's going back and forth. Oh, it appears that we do have Aurora Arnuvalde, of the Most Joyous Fervor of Armata Sisters Party. She has managed to arrive, and perhaps we'll hear from her in a moment. She has run on a campaign of reforming the disciplinary structure of Pyrrhus Hive Schola, so that the children are no longer punished by being sealed in concrete blocks and then used in construction projects. She insists on a bit of a softer hand, that it's more appropriate to punish children with servitor conversion or being turned into archoflagellates, or if in extreme cases it may be appropriate to inter them in penitent engines. This softer touch has played well with mothers of Pyrrhus Hive, who seem to very much support this fair but firm attitude that has been expressed by Aurora Arnuvalde. Steel Legion Kane, I actually am not certain what his stance is regarding what he wants to do with the Schola, but we may hear that yet. Alfarius has recently given a press conference where he answered a number of different questions. A lot of what he specifically plans to do, he states that he will educate. He wants to focus on education and teaching children the history of the Imperium from its inception through the heresy until current day. but we'll see how that goes along. He also did promise to teach the children the greatness of pickles, so we'll see how that goes as well. It looks like we have a mother. Looks like she has two small ones with her. She is coming up here, and I'll just take that little donation. Thank you very much, young miss. Go ahead, speak your mind. Well, I was a little worried about his policy regarding twin brothers but fighting to the death to replace the other, but he did say the survivor would have great power and knowledge. So I'm an Alfarius voter because if Alfarius wins, then really aren't all of us Alfarius. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your ideas. We have a donation. It looks like we have a Totally Not Tracing the Infinite coming forward for the Nihilak party. Let's see what he has to say.
Yes, one small thing. If you see any small metal skeletons and they are wearing skin, report them to the Nihilak party. Please do not attempt to fight them.
A word of caution. It appears there might be some. They are skeletons. It is possible that they might be associated with the failed candidacy of John Mr. Bones Bonesley, who we've not yet heard from, and we're not sure who he is supporting, or at least Coram Perry 5 Fox News Network has not received any word from his campaign since the election completed. For those of you who have not yet voted and wish to vote, I'll be posting the link right here. And let's go ahead. We've heard a little bit. Let's go back and see if any changes have occurred as far as the vote total. We have had 2 more votes, though it doesn't seem to be making much of a change. Everything is still fairly static. Totally Not Tracing the Infinite is still holding a commanding lead at 37% of the vote. Alfarius of the Alfarius Party holding steady at 24% of the vote. Humius of the Big Brain Humi Party at 17%. Steel Legion Kane at 12%. Aurora Anuvalde at 11%. That has been very little change, though we have had a handful more votes. So we shall see how that shakes out. There we are. Let's see. We have we do have a good citizen warning people not to riot after you have eaten pickles, nor should you go swimming after eating pickles. So make sure you're buying Echelon Consortium brand pickles. They're overwhelmingly good. Right, we have another one coming up here, gentleman by the name of the Flayed Hand.
Please, totally not tracing the infinite. Take a breath. Breathe long and deep, my lord.
I still am not sure what's going on with you, Flayed Hand fellow. Good luck with breathing, I suppose. That's not unnerving, and he doesn't at all match the description mentioned earlier of those small skeleton fellows wearing skin. He looks to be wearing some sort of leather, which I suppose is a kind of skin, but we'll keep an eye on that. All right, looks like we have another one from the Green Party representative. Go ahead, sir.
Now, we's not running for Schola Council. The Green Party has a message for that get Timmy the Tech Priest. We's not coming for yous.
All right, now we're getting to threats. Things are getting interesting, as the Green Party has now firmly set itself at odds with Timmy the Tech Priest. Perhaps there is an alliance between Tommy the Tech Priest and the Green Party, but no official statement has been made, as we know. I can hear chants of riot. I can hear people chanting riot. Oh, breaking glass. I've heard breaking glass, pickles being wasted, and that appears to be a supporter of Tommy the Tech Priest breaking and wasting those pickles. Oh my goodness! Oh my word! I think we're beginning. We're going to be calling in the Arbites. Hopefully, things will be relatively under control. We do have Steel Legion Kane here. We have the Cadians as well. Alfarius is here with his fellow Space Marines. So hopefully, this will quickly be under control, and anyone who is starting this violence will be swiftly and severely dealt with. Hawkins of the Scrap Hawk gang. Go ahead. I'm getting the gang news, man. Keep safe. Will do. We will stay behind this void shield as always. Hopefully, they'll be able to keep ruffians from passing through just, by simply walking. Here we are. We have a fella. It looks like we have an old man with not treason button. Totally not treason button. Go ahead, old man.
Well, I collect miniature Imperial naval vessels that I keep in my one-room dwelling. He thought it was neat. I like the attention. Then again, I haven't seen them recently.
There we have a ringing endorsement of totally not treason from one of our elders. Wisdom of the ages win out. It will. It remains to be seen if totally not treason is able to get the senior vote, a voting bloc that is well known for voting in large numbers. But we shall see. Well, we have so far. We have a mention. There are places that are not here, that where a great number of the minds come to meet, where alliances are made and broken. And I want to share a link with all of you if you wish to be involved in Coram Pere 5 politics. This is probably your best place to go. I'll be posting that right here. And one moment. If you want to join the political Discord, you can follow that link that leads to Discord. All right, looks like we have it is not entirely clear. I can see that there's firing happening. The Alfariuses are looking to move to protect Alfarius himself, the head Alfarius. There seems to be some difficulty, some action from the treason supporters. But it looks like they're down for a scrap. It is unclear who's initiated this. Someone is biting downstairs, down below. I think I can see him. He has also now struck a sister of battle. I don't know if that man is armed, and I don't know if he realized that everyone else is armed. That man is going to die. I'm fairly confident that man is going to die. There seems to be Green Party members are also seeming to be getting into the fight. Oh my word! This is now getting horrendous. You can see pickles flying everywhere. The lifeblood of Coram Pere 5 is really being spilled today in the form of pickles and brine. Oh, yes, and I guess there is also the blood of people happening right now as well. Truly, truly owe the humanity. If only this sort of energy was put towards Governor Gregg's initiative towards the big push down. The big push down, of course, being his new initiative that he has just announced, where citizens can apply for licenses of reclamation, where they can go down into the deep recesses of the hive that have been deemed ungovernable. And if you're able to seize a portion of ungovernable section of hive, then once you do that, you can cede that back to the government for a substantial reward, or you can be sort of parlay your ability to hold and defend and maintain control over these sections. You might be assigned to be prefect of that as well. It really depends. We haven't had all the details come out, but hopefully that will be also of interest, and maybe some of this enthusiasm can be directed down in the big push down. Well, let's take a look. There's a wild man down there. It looks to might be Tommy the Tech Priest attacking people with a dangerously sharp pickle jar. Really unfortunate. Sir, it looks like we have someone up from the hive. Sir, do you have anything to say? Thank you very much, sir. There you have it, from the Underhive, utter confusion, bafflement, just everyone stunned. I can hear Hawkins shouting, the Scrap Hawk gang. Hawkins, I'm going to hold up the Voxcaster. Go ahead and your message. Everyone run! The pickles were spoiled. Those aren't rioters. Those are zombies. Run! Hopefully that is not the case, but we will be very careful. Hopefully we have plenty of arbites and plenty of law enforcement that are here that are able to deal with any sort of outbreak. It looks like we have an announcement from a female arbites. Looks like they are in support of Lady Aurora, of Sister Aurora. Go ahead, you can make your announcement to everyone. Clear the streets! The sororitas has a good record in scholarship, piety, and deference to the Lex. Are a cornerstone of our teachings. Also, I think their candidate is neat. Move forward! Clear the streets! Thank you for your thoughts. I actually thought that was mostly mostly going to be a safety message to the people out there. But things are now moving in. Yes, you sir. This is one of the supporters. Good old flayed hand, supporter of definitely not treason. Go ahead.
Oh, screw this. I'll come back later when it has calmed.
Well, it looks like this may be a disruption to the political process. I'm going to step back and get behind this bunker as well as the void shield. Hopefully that will stop any fire from coming through. And if anyone presses through, my retinue will be able to defend me and keep the Voxcast going. While the riot goes on behind me, let's go ahead and check on the standings at the moment. Well, I clicked on the wrong thing. Going to go take a look and see how the election is going right now. We are now up to 508 votes. Unfortunately for Sister Aurora Anuvalde, she has fallen from 11% to 10%. Everyone else seems to be holding steady. Totally Not Treason the Infinite of the Nihilak Party is at 37%. Followed by Alfaria, still at 24%. Humius is at 17%. Steel Legion Kane at 12%. And the only change right now has been a 1% drop for Aurora Anuvalde. A candidate who seemed very promising and had a lot of a push, kind of came out of nowhere, was not one of the people to be running for the gubernatorial election, but seemed to have a connection to the people, is unfortunately not, that hasn't been paying dividends in the current election for her, now that it's gone official. It looks like we have, yes, a supporter of the Green Party.
Good thing we brought the big flamer.
Oh, and there he's off, pouring fire into unpleasant-looking individuals. Hopefully they are, in fact, as reported, they are zombies, and we're not just seeing the wanton slaughter of innocent citizens. Though if they are zombies, they at one point were honest citizens. So we will see what is all happening right now as this all shakes out. Really, the riots are getting out of control. Steel Legion is moving in. There's gun and bolter fire, las fire. I am unsure what Timmy is doing. There's reports that this is all from the spoiled pickles, and Timmy is now stating that he wishes to deploy the pickle nuke. If it is Timmy the tech priest who is indeed spreading this contagion, I do believe that every single person in this entire hive would turn against him and really be after his blood. But we'll see what happens. Hawkins, always good to hear from you. Go ahead.
Yeah, keep Timmy away from explosives. He has a nuke.
All right, so that is the report from the hive itself. Reporting coming straight from Hawkins of the Scrap Hawk gang that we do have what might be a hostage situation. We need to make sure that everyone is safe. I do ask that if you are here to clear away, if you are peaceful, you want to get out of here. If you are violent, by all means, continue. It's probably fine. Don't just ignore the impending massive explosion. We're in a safe distance, aren't we? Aren't we? But my word, I who could have anticipated that the presence of the media might have sparked all of this violence? If we could get someone who can tell us why there is a riot, what is going on, where this all started from. It looks like we have a fellow here, an unwashed menial. Yes, you, sir. Ow, dude, stop biting me. You need a Medicaid. Unfortunate. Just you continue to help that fellow over there. And don't come in within the Vox shield, the void shields. Just do be careful. Oh my words! There's so much. There seems to be a strange purple mist that is melting the zombies. Hold on. There seems to be some sort of difficulty. My Vox feed is breaking up.
The Rat Nose Network reporting from the scene of the riots. Yes. Arms flying, pickles everywhere. What a waste of food. No. Groups of Skaven at the scene, bravely eating everything to keep room safe. Yes, and clean. Yes.
And we're back. It apparently seemed there was some sort of pirate signal. Our tech priests are spiritually battling this invasive machine spirit that had temporarily taken control of our Vox unit. We everything's sort of going all over the place. Sister Aurora Anuvalde is now stating that this is what occurs when you don't have proper punitive measures, and at this moment, seeing all this chaos, this reporter is inclined to agree with her. And it is mad, I tell you, mad. Oh, the humanity! There seems to be even cannibalism. There is a man eating members of the Green Party right in front of me. Yes, it looks like we have one of the Alfariuses here. Perhaps he can give us his words on the situation.
Yes. As a representative of the Alfarius party, we feel this violence is extremely unnecessary. We haven't seen this much violence since Istvan.
A dark day indeed. We want to make it clear that we in no way endorse the violence, the rampant violence that we see before you, but we are more than willing to profit from it. It appears that we have, with all the forces we have, there does seem to be a fair amount of pushback. The instigators of the riot do seem to be being subdued. The so-called zombie outbreak is hopefully being contained, and hopefully the election will be able to go on unimpeded and continue this lovely democratic experience that we've been having. We're going to go ahead and check on the vote totals. For those of you wishing to vote, I'm going to put the link. I'm going to share the link right now in the Vox feed. Give me one moment. Here we are, and this is the link to go have your vote. Make sure that your vote is counted. So far, there hasn't been any sort of change since the last time I checked. We're still at 508 votes, which is more than the last election. All right, looks like we have a fellow here. Go ahead and share your opinions. Yeah, dying cultists and their friends are clotting this land again. Thank you, Citizen Jim, I believe his name was. Citizen Jim makes a good point. It will be important as part of being part of the Schola Council to make sure that heresy is not spreading amongst our children. The previous efforts of the PSAs, heresy just isn't cool, really did not seem to connect with the children in the way that Governor Musalis was able to really connect with the young people. There seemed to be a fair amount of failure in that, but hopefully whoever is elected is able to turn that around and really eliminate the heresy from our midst. Looks like we have a Cadian officer coming up. This is Major Vera Tarsi of the Cadian 883rd. We have set up a mortar team loaded with shrapnel to pacify the mob. All loyal citizens are ordered to clear the streets. Thank you, Major Vera Tarsi, for the news. This will help keep the loyal citizens safe, and hopefully the unloyal ones will not listen to that announcement as well, and they will simply stay and be blown to pieces. There still seem to be enterprising pickle salesmen on the edges of the riots. We'll see if they're able to make a killing on it. Ha ha! That was probably inappropriate. Probably inappropriate for the massive amount of violence that we are experiencing right now. This is not a bad time. As you are seeing this ridiculous amount of bloodshed, do please make sure that you are liking this Voxcast, that you are subscribed to the individuals who support us, to the Core Imperi 5 News Network. We're just interrupting this very extremely violent riot to tell you that right now. All right, we have a fellow, looks like a supporter of, definitely not Trays in the Infinite. Go ahead. Looks like we have... no, he doesn't seem to be liking Trazen at all.
Yes, take that, Trazen.
Interesting. There do seem to be those who are not, despite all this paraphernalia and accoutrement and costumes that these fellows have, they not all of them seem to be supporting the fellow who definitely isn't Trays in the Infinite. So it might be that this is a supporter of John Mr. Bones Bonesley. I have not heard word from John, Mr. Bones Bonesley. So it might be that they're acting without his consent or assent in any of this. Looks like we have another confused individual. It looks like we have an Alfaria supporter. Yes, go ahead. Am I Alfarius, or are you Alfarius? Wait, are we all Alfarius? Questions to ponder, questions of the millennium. Who is Alfarius? Are you Alfarius? Are we all Alfarius? Is there anyone who isn't Alfarius? Right now, about 75% of the electorate has chosen not to be Alfarius. We'll see if he's able to pull it out. Right, we have Hawkins of the Scrap Hawk Gang coming in loud and clear. Go ahead. Yeah, just want to say the Scrap Hawk Gang is looking for new members for anyone who's poor or hates their job, whatever works. So it looks like he is recruiting. He's holding up a sign for the Scrap Hawk Gang. Interesting that he's looking to make some political hay, even as he's been eliminated from contention for Schola Council. He is still trying to strengthen his political hand, perhaps for pushes in the future. All right, looks like we have another representative from the Green Party.
Can we all unite and just crump that get Timmy?
Crump that get Timmy. Despite all efforts to quell Timmy the Tech Priest, he always seems to escape, but it might be possible that everyone united might be able to stop Timmy and his endless threats of violence and his equally endless threats to run for something else. Let's see, what's going on right now. It appears we might have, I see yellow space marines, unclear if they are lamenters or if they are fists. I hear them talking about defensible positions, and laborers, that is almost certainly Imperial fists, possibly Crimson fists. Definitely Sons of Dawn of some kind. We'll try to keep that. We have, I can see there are more pickles being sold at the edges of these riots. We'll take looks like the Scrap Hawk Gang is not inclined to fight Timmy. Someone is trying. It appears that we do have someone saying rats are after the pickle carts. I don't see any rats. I just see a fair number of hairy individuals with long trailing robes that might or might not be hiding tails, and hoods that might or might not be hiding large ears. So I want to quell the fact that there are rats stealing pickles. That is absolutely absurd. Yes, we do have at least one Son of Dawn battling out there. It is unclear. Looks like we have the PDF has firmly come out against Timmy. They have put out an amazing bounty of 50,000 crowns on Timmy's left arm. We'll see if anyone's able to collect on that. Now they're talking about liberating pickles for the Schola children. Stop totally not Trajan's pickle monopoly. That has been a point of contention for Trajan. So far, it has not shown in the polls, but there has been a lot of disagreement over his connection to the pickle consortiums and monopolies. But so far, that hasn't had an impact on his numbers. Oh my word, it has. It has. Totally not Trajan is down by 1%. He has gone down to 36%. Sister Aurora Anuvalde is back up. She is back to 11%. This is a huge swing. There have been at least 3 more votes cast. Anything can happen at this point. This has been a wild time, citizens. This has been a wild time. We will keep you up to date. All right, looks like, oh my word, this fellow looks like he's very, very violently hurt. Looks like he is a supporter of Humius. He's got the big brain Humi button. Go ahead, sir. Please help. They won't stop punching me until I agree with them. Always good to see such enthusiastic support for one's political party. Good luck, Big Brain Hume Party. You have a lot of we have a lot of ground to gain back. But with supporters like that, who's to say? They might still make a very strong comeback. And we're now hearing shouts of Oracan. Hopefully that doesn't mean that there are orcs about. There have been reports that there have been orcs down in the Underhive, which again is part of the reason why Governor Greg has been pushing for this big push down to hopefully wrest from control any territory that's being currently held by gene stealers or by orcs or by anyone who is not abiding by, who is not under the control of the planetary government and is not under the control of the Imperium. I hear cries of illegal pickle traffic. There seems to be illegal pickle trafficking. I'm going to go ahead and share. We're going to as coverage of this riot continues, I'm going to once again, those of you who wish to continue this discourse, this political discourse, can go to Discord, which is right here. Those of you who have not yet voted, I will be sharing where you can vote, and that will be right here in a moment. If you wish to vote, that would be right here. There we are. So that's where you can talk, and then the second is where you can vote. We have Sister Aurora Anuvalde. She's saying this right is a perfect example of the flaws in democracy. If we want to have strong democratic institutions, we need loyal citizens first. That's where Schola comes in. So she is promising that the changes that she will make will help reduce riots in the future, I do believe. We'll see if that connects with the populace, who, as far as this reporter can tell, has been very pro-riot. There seems to be some confusion amongst the PDF. They're not sure who exactly they're supposed to fight. I think that we're losing the thread of this riot, of who is exactly fighting whom. This seems to be almost seems to be turning into what appears to be a spontaneous spat of violence, where individual factions are using the violence as an excuse to attack one another. It looks like Hawkins believes seems to think that riots riots make strong beliefs and our gang benefits well from them. You even recruit the strongest and brave free thinkers. So Hawkins is pro-riot. We'll see if we hear from the other candidates. We have Aurora, who is definitively anti-riot. We have Hawkins, who is not as part of the final remaining five. But we might hear from Humius or Steel Legion Kane. It's possible we could still hear from the fellow who's definitely not Trays in the Infinite. There apparently are a number of reports of thefts. Totally not Trays in the Infinite is attributing this to Oracan. Is that an orc can? It might be orcs stealing things. There may be orcs stealing things. I want everyone to be on alert for any green skins that might be out and about. They're very large. They have large tusks. They have green skin. They speak a broken sort of Gothic. Make sure that you and your family can identify orcs as well as orc cans. This is very safe. Hopefully, we'll be able to have a Schola leader who's able to guide your children and teach them the correct ways to identify orcs and orcs cans, or orky cans, as it seems to be. Orky cans? That seems to be what Totally Not Trazen is saying. There seems to be some. We have a reporter from the Daily Flail who is letting everyone know that Totally Not Treason is a kleptomaniac. The truth is now out. So the reporter from the Daily Flail is now accusing Treason of theft. We will see. We cannot confirm or deny these allegations. It looks like we have Mr. Bones Bonesley coming up here. Go ahead, Mr. Bones. We actually have some politics to discuss here. Yeah, Mr. Bones in here. I'm going to be running next time. You wait and see. Vote Aurora. She's the only one of you lot that's sane. So there you have it, an official and important endorsement from John, Mr. Bones Bonesley. He had been one of the ones at least probably in the top 10. There were a fair number that were short of the 40 or so votes that were kind of required to be in the last 5. Mr. Bones Bonesley, I believe, was in the 30s and was in the running for a while, but eventually sort of fell off. But he has firmly thrown his lot in with Aurora, and we will see if that Sister of Battle is able to carry the day. As far as I know, she's still in last place, but that might change. Oh, my word! It looks like some sort of bullet nearly struck Hawkins. Oh my! It's a thing. What is it? A brick. It's trying to bite me. It's trying to attack me. Someone get this thing off me. This is Dennis Anderson, and I am fighting for my life. I was nearly attacked by a sentient brick. It was a violent, frightening thing. But I am safe. This is truly getting. Now that my life is in danger, truly this has gotten out of hand. You, sir, you stiff-walking person that's unusually tall. Go ahead.
We are the MYR party. We'll give everyone a pickle bomb, not a bribe for next election.
We have heard some word about the MYR party before for the gubernatorial election. They did not make their presence known for Schola, but they're making their appearance felt now. Looks like we have another representative of the Green Party. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Green Party would like to say that we will crop these greenskins fat.
Good to know that the Green Party is very much against green skins. Good to hear. Perhaps they will participate in the big push down. Oh, thank you, Hawkins. Thank you. Hawkins is saving me from that strange brick with teeth and legs. It looks like we have the Son of Dawn is unsurprisingly voting for Dawn, even though he is neither alive nor running, as far as I can tell. As the riot continues to go along, why don't we go in and check on... Before we go and check on how the polls are going, we have Hiver Scum. Looks like he has an Alfarius button. Also, there seems to be a small furry individual with him. Definitely not a rat of any sort. So, go ahead. Yeah, so do I need to be a rat to join?
Yes. Come join. Being rat is not required needed.
Well, that's a very odd conversation, seeing as there are no enormous bipedal rats in this hive. So I'm just going to continue to be blissfully unaware of what those two fellows were talking about. All right, let's go ahead and check the polls right now. We'll see how things are going. We currently have 512 votes. Alfarius of the Alfarius Party has gone up. He is now at 25% of the vote. Aurora is still holding steady at 11% of the vote. Humius of the Big Brain Huey Party is at 17%. Steel Legion Kane of the Steel Legion 88th is at 12%. Totally Not Treason, the Infinite of the Nihilak Party, is at 36%. There are still votes coming in. We still have a number of days before it is all over. It is currently the 18th of February, and the 23rd will be the last day, and we will have finalized the vote totals. But there's still time for things to change. They just haven't changed all that much. Oh, looks like we have a fellow. Oh, it's a Jim fellow. He is driving around in an armored truck, and looks like he's trying to clean up, trying to really put an end to this riot. Oh, and now there's also been reports of some sort of arachnid mutant man who's been seen about the hive spires. There have been a lot of calls for pictures of this apparent arachne man, but of course we have not been able to confirm or deny the existence of such a fellow. The only person that has been able to find any sort of pictures of this fellow purportedly is Petros Parker, who has been able to supply these picked captures, but we have not been able to confirm the validity of these picked captures as well. Trying to see what else has been going on. Is there any clear action that is occurring? Calls to stop the rioting. Aurora's. We can hear Aurora supporters are gathering to sing hymns and encourage supporters in the cohesion. I can hear that. It's coming up over the sound of the battle. It is unclear who is winning. It appears that the PDF has now fired upon the Steel Legion, though it is unclear who's fighting whom now. But right now it is clear that the PDF is firing upon the Steel Legion. This is a strike against the Astra Militarum herself. This may cause a severe restructuring of the PDF. This is a level of corruption that is so obvious that the people might think about not putting up with it any longer, maybe, unless they're paid. I can hear the Daily Flail is going about their business, wanting pictures of Arachne Man, who has been rumored to be a vicious criminal. It might be that the thefts that have been the responsibility of Orky Cans, or that have been accused of, at the feet of definitely not Trazen the Infinite, might have been the actions of this Arachne Man. Oh my word! I can see greenskins. They are now joining the riot. The rumors of the greenskins' presence is now here. These are the diminutive ones, known as Gretchen or Grotz. I can see they have some of their walkers, their scrap-built walkers. Do try to be careful. They are more accurate with their weapons than orcs are, though their weapons are not nearly as deadly. The Steel Legion definitely is not happy to see the orcs at all. Or they are happy because they certainly do like to fight them. We have some endorsements of Arachne Man stating that he is a hero. He did not care, Mysterianus. We will see how this develops. All right, looks like we have Mr. Bones Bonesley coming forth. A restructuring in the form of deatomization. Let's go, Wild Riders. It appears Mr. Bones is now getting on a jet bike and is looking to protect the Steel Legion from the Arbites. Except I think he's confused because it's the PDF. I don't think the Steel Legion is fighting the Arbites. I think they're fighting the PDF. I hope if that was his intention, he might have made things worse. Well, we will keep an eye on this as it develops. Let's once again, if you haven't yet done so, do please like the Voxcast. That is always very helpful to us. If you are interested in continuing the political discourse, you can do so here. I will share that momentarily. Right there, you can continue the discourse right there on Discord. If you would like to vote, the polls are still open, and you can do so right here. You can go ahead and vote right there, and let's go ahead and see how the votes have shifted. We've only gone up one vote. That is up to 513. So we are getting more votes, but it seems to be slow. The people who are here are either too busy rioting to vote, or they have already cast their votes. And not much has changed. We still have Totally Not Treason the Infinite of the Nihilak Party at 36%, Alfarius of the Alfarius Party at 24%, Humius of the Big Brain Humi Party at 17%, Steel Legion Kane with Steel Legion 88th with 12%, and then in last place we have Aurora Anuvalde, the most joyous fervor of our Martyr Sisters Party, at 11%. We will see how that shakes out. Looks like we have. Sir, you right there. Looks like they're handing out missing cat posters. Go ahead. If you need to get the word out, go ahead. Wow, how did I get to this level of the sector already? I'm looking for my felonid roommate. They haven't showed up in 3 days. Just 5 foot tall abhuman. I really need their rent. It's an important thing to get the word out. In a hive as large as this, a missing felonid, a missing abhuman could really cause quite a number of problems. Hopefully you'll be able to find them. But we do ask that all of the rioters and Arbites and PDF members and Space Marines and everyone, please stop everything you're doing and look for this felonid. That does seem to be there are calls to stop the riots and look for the felonid. Is unclear that this is what everyone's going to do, though. Oh my word, the Jalopans are firing on the Steel Legion. Now we have intra guard fighting taking place. Though the Steel Legion does seem to be dedicating their efforts to find the felonid, the Sons of Dawn are trying to fortify the felonid. They want to build a cat castle, apparently. Timmy the Tech Priest is now trying to find the abhuman. It appears that the riots may be breaking down. There are still greenskins here, and they are throwing grenades. But they might also, if they get excited enough, they might also look for the felonid. Looks like we have a citizen coming up. Coming up here, I can see them. Oh, my word. That does look to be a grenade at their feet. Oh, no. That was a citizen, and unfortunate. Hopefully they were able to vote already. Otherwise, their family will have to fill out paperwork in order to vote on their behalf. All right, looks like we have you, sir, coming up, hooded figure. A little unusually hairy, but go on ahead.
Attention, thieves! Storm Vermilion Guard of the Pipe District is coming to quell stop riot. Scurry, hurry, run away!
Well, that was not unusual at all. Oh, and we have one of the supporters of Definitely Not Trays in the Infinite, the Flayed Hand. Go ahead.
Well, since I'm here, I might as well sick my brothers and sisters on the orcs.
And I see a number of fellows that look very similar to that flayed fellow. Oh, my word. That's a lot. They appear to be engaging the orcs.
You are welcome.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, it appears that the PDF has found the Falinid, and they are demanding a ransom. I cannot see from here if they have the Falinid or in what condition they are in, or even if they have the rent. Once again, it does seem to be that the people have lost the thread of the riots and are getting confused and sort of wandering off. Oh, looks like we have Hawkins. Hawkins, do you have anything to say? Hey, you fluff good party guys! You guys ate my burger! And there he goes, off running after them with his weapon leveled. It appears that the Scrap Hawk Gang and the Fluff Good Party Gang are at odds as it stands at the moment. Now, I can hear the cries of the Falinid amidst the PDF. They are pleading to be let go. There's a promise by the Sons of Dawn to reclaim the cat. I think the PDF has made quite a number of enemies at this point. For all we know, they might have sided with the Greenskins. I don't know if anyone else will join their side. It seems to be that there's now a chance of Save That Cat rising from the crowd, and that just might be what I don't know if if this is just because this democracy thing is new, but I do not believe that there is much to do with rescuing a cat. This does not have much to do with the election at hand. Save the cat. Save the cat. Yes, I can hear Save the Cat is echoing over the riot. There is not much in the way of any sort of soapboxing or support. The riot has really completely taken over what's been going on, but it's not really much of a riot anymore so much as it is sporadic fighting between factions and the search for a cat, which has now turned into a ransom situation, given that the PDF has... Oh, there is now accusations, it appears... Nope, it looks like Trazen the Infinite might be definitely not Trazen the Infinite, might be throwing money at the PDF. Oh my word, we can see that the mysterious cloaked fellows that are definitely not rats, I can see them opening fire. It looks like on Hawkins and the Scrap Hawk Gang. The Greenskins and all the other parties are getting out of the way. I think whatever sort of enmity between the Fluff Good Party and the Scrap Hawk Gang party seems to be spilling out into this riot in particular. We're losing contact again. We will try to give it.
And reporting in riots has turned into a battle between Green Thing and Not Metal Man. Brave Underhiver of Skaven are providing protection and safety. Also, Scraven brand pickles are 80%. Yes, yes, yes.
And we are back. We really have to figure out where that pirate signal is coming from, overriding the Vox networks of CVNN. We need to make sure that we are providing you with the best possible coverage of this event as it is possible. We will now go back and see what's been going on. There still needs to be. It looks like the felonid has been rescued. They need an escort apparently. It is unsure. So it seems that the PDF had gotten the felonid into an escort vehicle. The escort vehicle has been shot. Right. It looks like the felonid has been returned, but there seems to be some sort of ticking device on its back. And the felonid is wailing and making just an awful racket. Fortunately, the only thing that's wrong now is that there is a ticking device on the felonid's back. I'm certain that it will not be a problem. I am getting word from Governor Gregg that elements of the PDF that have been found to fire upon guard units or on the citizenry or were involved in kidnapping or extortion or ransom are going to be now declared to be enemies of the planet, of Corum 5, of the Imperium, and there are now bounties out for their capture and arrest. This may have been a big win for Timmy the Tech Priest, that everyone seems to have stopped paying attention to him as this catastrophe, this catastrophe, has gone down. The PDF is insisting that they are not heretics, they are simply corrupt. It appears that Timmy has been detained, but they've been detained by the PDF. And it does seem to be that the felonid has been released, has been freed. Never have I seen so much effort put into the safety of an abhuman, but that seems to be the way things are here on Corum 5 with the advent of Governor Gregg, who is himself an abhuman and an ogren. It's possible that sympathies for abhumans have been on the increase since he was installed and then subsequently elected to be governor. But I think we are sort of getting to. I think things seem to be dying down. Arbites are now trying to. Arbites and the Astartes and any other E's look like they're moving in to break up the PDF and finally bring everyone to justice. If the riots can finally settle down, I think, though, everyone has said their piece. If there are any other campaigns that wish to speak or any supporters wish to speak, I think this situation seems to have resolved. But it is unclear how things will happen moving forward. Let's go ahead and check the polls as they stand. If you have not yet voted, nothing's changed. We still have 513 votes. But if you have not voted, you can do so here. If you wish to join in the political discourse, you can join our Discord, which is here. And I do ask if you can like the Voxcast and make sure that you're able to support us in any way that you can. All right. It looks like things are sort of, there's still some scuffling and shuffling about the felonid, but I think we're getting down to the end of it. Hawkins, do you have any final thoughts? Yeah, I would like to just let everyone know that we are officially forming a gang house. Thank you, Hawkins, for your final thoughts. Is there anyone else who has final thoughts? Supporters of any faction? I think everyone has had a chance to speak. We have heard from just about everyone. We've heard from the Green Party, who hasn't officially endorsed. I don't think they've endorsed anyone. I don't think they did. They might have. I'm now not recalling. Now there are some call for that the felonage should be elected to governor, but that will have to be a little while in the future. We hear from Humius. Once vote for Humius, ya gets. Sister Aurora is saying that, of course, we, the Sisters of Battle, value loyalty over all things. A good final message. Totally not praising the infinite. To prevent if elected, I'll teach more about felonids, even bring one in to teach. As a teacher or as a subject to be talked about. Unclear in that statement. And corruption and loyalty are diametrically opposed to each other, as stated by Aurora. Trying to see if there's anyone else. Yeah, Mr. Bonesley has officially come out and stated that he supports Sister Aurora. I do believe that is the same for. Look, speaking of Mr. Bones, here we have him. Yeah, all right. This was utter insanity. If y'all want to come down to my second base, I got booze and pickles. Also, pickle juice. So if you want to come by, get away from all this. Yeah, I'll see you. Thank you. Words of calm, words of peace from John Mr. Bonesley. Help! I'm still alive! Well, that's the enthusiasm we have for democracy here. But I believe everyone has had a chance to sort of share their final thoughts. I will be continuing to cover election as things go on, but at the moment things have been fairly static unless there is a large group of voting. Looks like we have a suggestion from a citizen here. Natalie, go ahead. Perhaps the next vote should be for the PDF general. Well, I'm not certain that that's an elected position, but that's certainly a suggestion. Perhaps our military leaders should be elected. Who knows? Anything is possible now that democracy has taken hold. So thank you all, citizens of Coram Pere 5. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for your questions. And thank you for the wonderful riot and drama with the felonid. We have heard from all different sorts of candidates, and I think we have a much better sense of the positions that each one of them hold. So thank you and farewell, and good luck to all of you. Coram Pere 5, stay classy.